Okay, this may be confusing as hell, but I'll see what I can do. So I took the, this is out of a Trans Am. There's a guy got a good video on YouTube, but he's working on a Chevelle and the switches are different. And then the older cars are different. I couldn't find anything to this one, so I sat here and looked at the wiring diagram, tried to figure out exactly what went where on the switches and then make sure these work. And then I'll either sandblast them, clean them up, use them, but two of them work fine. One of them, the motor was shorted out. So I'm going to show you how to test one of these, and it's not complicated. I wish I had different color markers, but I'll do my best here. So just to show you that it works, the way these switches are, this is not a pulse one. This is just the on off and pump. So when you're sitting there with it off, it's off. That's slow. First click, then fast. Then you can go back to slow. And if you push the button, the pump works, back to off, and it parks itself. So that's a good one. Now, I'll show you this maybe twice so you can screenshot it if it'll help you. So this laid out, love the first grade art. If you look at here, there's the pump, there's the pump, there's the washer part, and there's the washer part. That's green is ground, black is ground. So better use me a plastic pen. And then these three up here are for the wiper motor. And you can then tell I drew a little wiper motor out here. And then here's those three connectors. So it's kind of laid out. Get back here far enough, it's kind of laid out to see. So you start with your battery. There's only two connections for the battery. Take the positive battery, run it over to the washer, which is right there on the washer. And I don't think it matters which way these goes. This is just energizing a solenoid, but let's just go with that one because that's the way I've got it drawn. And it may be backwards on the car, but either way, this is how you test them. And then the other positive, come off the battery to the center. See the center? Those. Now, that's already hot to the battery. I did that just, it ain't going, and that's the way it is on your car. On your car, a lot of stuff is hot like that. And you'll see guys when they, on some older stuff, when they put in HEIs, they'll pull voltage off the washer motor or the wiper motor because that's always hot. It's controlled by grounds. So that's that. That's not complicated. So, because like I say, all you're doing is powering it up. Now, one thing you have to do is there's a ground strap right there on these motors. And you notice how that comes down to this metal. That strap wraps around, I can show you on this one. It comes up and it grounds the body. So the body is grounded. Then when you put a screw in, that picks up ground to the firewall. So you have to pretend and bring from the battery, you bring a ground up and you make this ground right here. You'll need another one because if you can follow the trail, you have to ground the body of the switch. We got another one here. So on the switch, when you put a screw through there, that will actually ground that also. I'm not sure exactly what this one's for. Could be a light, I don't know what it is. The three that we're using on here for testing are this one, this one, this one, and the big one at top. The big one on top, if you ground it, it then makes this one ground right here. We'll call it number 1. So if I'm looking at the switch, you can see the little one, the big one there, and then as you're looking down at it, that'd be the way it mounts in the car. If you're looking down, it's 1, 2, 3. Number 1 right there is for right here. It just goes to the pump. It stays hot all the time. When you push the button, it takes that ground, makes that ground, makes a continuity through there, and it will kick on. I could do it right now, and you could watch down here on the bottom. You could see this little solenoid. It would just kick a little bit. Doesn't move much. Doesn't even make any noise. But that's what that does. So if you take the washer part of it out, then all we're left with is, matter of fact, let me just do that. So that's the washer part of it. So if we take the washer part, out of this little diagram here, it gets a little simpler. I'll just drop that out of the way. You're still grounding the switch from the battery, and the only two you're using for high speed, low speed are these two right here. So you're actually taking ground and either applying it or removing it from those two. And the way those wire up is just like this. As you're looking at the switch, one we'll call number 3 on the switch, goes up here to what I labeled as number 3 on the motor, which would be just like this. Big pin, 1, 2, 3. So it's just 1 and 3 there. So again, this one being 3 goes down to 3 on the switch, and it's 1, 2, 3. So then mix the numbers a little bit. The other one here is 2, and it goes to 1. So again, it's from the bottom, to number 2, which is basically in the middle of those 3 there, which is going to be that one right, wrong direction, that one right there. So I think I've made that pretty clear. And on both of these, nothing wanted to work initially, because on the back of it, this part that right here, the grease they put in there, 40, 50-year-old grease, was so gunky, it would not let that slide at all. See how easy that slides? So what it was doing, when I'd hit the washer, it wouldn't let anything move. The spring was just pulling it and nothing would move. So I took them apart, filled it up with some lacquer thinner, sprayed it with some penetrate, PB blaster, different things, and just keep working it. It loosened up. So at that point, everything's good. I don't know if the pump is any good. The O-rings could be bad, but I've got 3 sets of them here, so I can probably put something together and make that work. Matter of fact, I'm going to take this positive off here before I leave it. That's it. I can't think of anything else. The Yeah, that's it. The little plastic gears, you can check and make sure nothing's stripped the teeth off of those. If I can get her to focus there for a little bit. You can see them on there. And, well, nothing focus right now. Oh, well. So that's that. I will talk to you guys later. I'm trying to think. There's something. Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. Did figure out how to get the little valve out of there. Just put a screw in it and pulled it out. But the rest of it, that's in the pro valve. The rest of it's so messed up. Ain't no big deal. I'm just going to order a new one. So anyway, just sitting here working on the nasty stuff and got pretty nasty myself. It's about 7:30, so I'm going to go in, see if I can get something. That's it. That's how you test one of these Pontiac GM. This one, like I say, this one off 79, 80. Other stuff may work, but any questions? Holler at me. Bye.